Clock face glowing, clock face glowing, midnight bells cut clean. Snow on the courtyard, black coat, sharp crease. They came for the banquet, I came for the keys. Old stone walls, new heat underneath. Clock face glowing, midnight bells cut clean. Silver trays moving, dark wood, pale steam. The night ends early, when the candles burn thin. Mine starts at dawn, when the workshops begin. Castle kitchen running with copper and flame. She wore for a screen, never asked for a name. Her eyes stayed level while the pastry chef wet sugar pulled clear, then folded like silk. A cellar beneath held pears and cold rose, rare honey seal where the limestone stayed low. Guest spoke of flavor, the harvest, the season. I mapped every orchard supply in the region. I touched the north wind, restorers uncovered. Blue paint hidden beneath faded plaster. No crowd in the hallway, no phones in the chamber, only soft brushes and dust on the ladder. She chose one room with a view of the river. I chose the mill that produced all the timber. Before lunch arrived, new crews have been scheduled. The house gained the future without looking newer. Clock face glowing, midnight bells cut clean. Snow on the courtyard, black coat, sharp crease. They came for the banquet, I came for the keys. Old stone walls, new heat underneath. Clock face glowing, midnight bells cut clean. Silver trays moving, dark wood, pale steam. The night ends early, when the candles burn thin. Mine starts at dawn, when the workshops begin. The riches need chandeliers catching each angle. Mine keeps its weight when the room holds no glamour. They study their guests and sit near importance. I study the craft, keeping beauty in service. Their closest companions arrive for the pictures. Mine stay through the faults, the custom revisions. They purchase tradition once polish is finished. I protect the small traits that prevent it from ending. The velvet suit prince made a holiest performance. Spoke over the guide, mispronounced every province. He leaned on the table, too fragile for pressure. Then laughed far too loudly to signal he mattered. The keeper stay calm, but the staff treated glances. His costume looked thin and beside real standards. He paid for a weekend surrounded by history. I kept the heat in the roof and the masonry. The confidence rises when strangers seem jealous. Mine never depends on a room full of witnesses. They borrow old settings to strengthen their image. I repelled settings and give them new purpose. The pleasure is instant and gone by the checkout. My choices keep working when nobody looks up. They show what was made by a century of patience. I keep patience funded for another generation. Clock face glowing, midnight bells cut clean. Snow on the courtyard, black coat, sharp crease. They came for the banquet, I came for the keys. Old stone walls, new heat underneath. Face glowing, midnight bells cut clean. Silver trays moving, dark wood, pale steam. The night ends early, when the candles burn thin. Mine starts at dawn, when the workshops begin. Taylor arrived with a case full of buttons. Horn shell and silver laid out without label. She picked smoke pearl for the cuffs of her jacket. I chose every cloth that was softened with winters. The cut of marked shoulders in quiet concentration. Every line balanced, no trend imitation. A loud outfit begs for the room to remember it. A perfect one disappears into the person. Down by the river, an old paper mill waited. Water wheels still, wide windows half painted. Inside were molds for thick canvas sheets decked with white edges. Faint cotton beneath publishers wanted to run for a luxury volume. I reopened the flow and restored the old token. She wrote 2 words with a dark fountain pen. The ink dried slowly, the mill breathed again. Their finest possession becomes part of a wardrobe. My smallest revival creates steady work. They chase what is scarce after scarcity trends. I notice what is dying and make it return. They pay for the symbol, the story, the surface. I strengthen their hands, giving all of it purpose. The version of class needs constant announcement. Mine sits in the stitching and never feels crowded. Punchline coded, kingdom of scenery. My calm little move keeps the whole place breathing. They sleep in the suit, when called up possession. I wake with those staff and improve the operation. They flex all silver, carved doors and portraits. I fund every expert preventing their loss. They purchase one night in a world they admire. I keep that world alive, they collect from desire. Clock face glowing, midnight bells cut clean. Snow on the courtyard, black coat, sharp crease. They came for the banquet, I came for the keys. Old stone walls, new heat underneath. Clock face glowing, midnight bells cut clean. Silver trays moving, dark wood, pale steam. The night ends early, when the candles burn thin. Mine starts at dawn, when the workshops begin. Glass vials glow, midnight scent in the air. Black iris, smoke cedar, cold amber there. They came for the bottle, I came for the formula. Doors closed once, but the fragrance goes everywhere. Glass vials glow, midnight scent in the air. Cream suit fitted with a cup, razor clear. The shine needs a crowd to confirm that it matters. Mine enters the room before anyone appears. Lab coats moving past shelves of extracts. She wore dark bronze with her hair pulled back. The perfumer placed tiny drops on white paper. Leather ring, fig leaf, burnt sugar, black pepper. She chose the blend that stayed close to the skin. I chose the young nose who had made it begin. Before coffee cooled, new benches were ordered. More stills, more glass, more space for the workers. Courtyard outside, held on over in a garden. Iron ribs curved over palms and white marble. A faded hotel stood behind the green arches. Empty for years but the bones stayed flawless. She marked with soft lamps, should fall near the plants. I kept every window on wide in the spa bus. I put the builders were reading the plans. Glass vials glow, midnight scent in the air. Black iris, smoke cedar, cold amber there. They came for the bottle, I came for the formula. Doors closed once, but the fragrance goes everywhere. Glass vials glow, midnight scent in the air. Cream suit fitted with a cut, razor clear. The shine needs a crowd to confirm that it matters. Mine enters the room before anyone appears. Their taste comes printed in glossy suggestions. Mine finds a note before fashion can name it. They purchased the launch once the campaign looks costly. I strengthened the lab where the first trial happened. The people arrive when the samples look finished. Mine stay for the failures, revisions and waiting. They chase every room where attention feels heavy. I build quiet rooms that attract it naturally. A borrowed suit print sprayed half of the tester. Spoke about rarity, drowned every layer. He praised the loud open and missed the dry finish. Then asked which bottle would look most expensive. The perfumer smiled but returned to the blotters. His taste disappeared when the logo was covered. He left with a package and pictures for strangers. I left with the next son, still resting in amber. Their confidence blooms when the lighting is flattering. Mine holds its posture beneath. Lab between lamps, they borrow refinement and wear it for evenings. I give patient talent the means to keep creating. Mine stays exact because each mine is a function. They talk about legacy after one celebration. I work on what lingers when names are forgotten. Glass vials glow, midnight scent in the air. Black iris, smoke cedar, cold amber there. They came for the bottle, I came for the formula. Doors closed once, but the fragrance goes everywhere. Glass vials glow, midnight scent in the air. Cream suit fitted with a cut, razor clear. The shine needs a crowd to confirm that it matters. Mine enters the room before anyone appears. Dark color open, low voice in the greenhouse. Warm mist settled on glass near the ceiling. A weak design adds until nothing feels special. A sharp arrow moves till the pops gets clearer. Luxurious memory shaped through the centers. Now screaming the price of whatever you enter with. The guest smells the fragrance and asks for the bottle. The builder asks why it remains after hours. The finest purchase gets sold in a cabinet. My smallest idea becomes part of a habit. They pay for an evening surrounded by beauty. I restore the place and keep mornings returning. They can't read the pen but I've nothing worth writing. I fill empty pages with moves made in silence. The fragrance announces them second before them. I stays in the hallway long after departure. She asked why the hotel would carry no bright sign. The right kind of place should be found by intention. No speech about fate, no rehearsed little promise. Just warm glass, slow rain and effortless tension. She left with a pen and a vow without naming. I stayed while the perfume altered one measure. Adorned a new blend, lost sweetness, gained leather. One subtle correction made everything colder. Punchline clean, the aura came boxed. The mind came for knowing what detail to drop. They spray on importance, then wait for reaction. I find the precision that creates the attraction. They go out with a rare pen and still saying nothing. I use plain black ink and make rooms start shifting. Their presence depends on the scent they purchased. I walk out unscented, still nobody forgets it. Glass vials glow, midnight scent in the air. Black iris, smoke cedar, cold amber there. They came for the bottle, I came for the formula. Doors closed once, but the fragrance goes everywhere. Glass vials glow, midnight scent in the air. Cream suit fitted with a cut, razor clear. Their shine needs a crowd to confirm that it matters. Mine enters the room before anyone appears. Clock face glow. Midnight bells cut clean. Clock face glowing, midnight bells cut clean. Snow in the courtyard, black coat, sharp crease. They came for the banquet, I came for the keys. Old stone walls, new heat underneath. Clock face glowing, midnight bells cut clean. Silver trays moving, dark wood, pale steam. Their night ends early when the candles burn thin. Mine starts at dawn when the workshops begin. Yeah. Castle kitchen running with copper and flame. She wore forest green, never asked for a name. Her eyes stayed level while the pastry chef worked. Sugar pulled clear, then folded like silk. A cellar beneath held pears and cold roads. Rare honey sealed where the limestone stayed low. Guest spoke a flavor, the harvest, the season. I mapped every orchard supply in the region. Across the north wing where stores uncovered. Blue paint hidden beneath faded plaster. No crowd in the hallway, no phones in the chamber. Only soft brushes and dust on the ladder. She chose one room with a view of the river. I chose the mill that produced all the timber. Before lunch arrived, new crews had been scheduled. The house gained a future without looking newer. Clock face glowing, midnight bells cut clean. Snow in the courtyard, black coat, sharp crease. They came for the banquet, I came for the keys. Old stone walls, new heat underneath. Clock face glowing, midnight bells cut clean. Silver trays moving, dark wood, pale steam. The night ends early when the candles burn thin. Mine starts at dawn when the workshops begin. The riches need chandeliers catching each angle. Mine keeps its weight when the room holds no glamour. They study the guests that's sitting their importance. I study the craft, keeping beauty in service. The closest companions arrive for the pictures. Mine stay through the faults, the custom revisions. They purchase tradition once polish is finished. I protect the small trades that prevent it from ending. The velvet suit prince made the wholest performer. Spoke over the guy, mispronounced every province. He leaned on the table, too fragile for pressure. Then laughed out too loudly to signal he mattered. The keeper stayed calm, but the staff traded glances. His costume looked thinner beside real standards. He paid for a weekend surrounded by history. I kept the heat in the roof and the masonry. Their confidence rises when strangers seem jealous. Mine never depends on a room full of witnesses. They borrow old settings to strengthen their image. I repair old settings and give them new purpose. Their pleasure is instant and gone by the checkout. My choices keep working when nobody looks out. They show what was made by a century of patience. I keep patience funded for another generation. Clock face glowing, midnight bells cut clean. Snow in the courtyard, black coat, sharp crease. They came for the banquet, I came for the keys. Old stone walls, new heat underneath. Clock face glowing, midnight bells cut clean. Silver trays moving, dark wood, pale steam. Their night ends early when the candles burn thin. Mine starts at dawn when the workshops begin. Tailor arrived with a case full of buttons. Horn shining silver laid out without label. She picked smoke pearl for the cuffs of her jacket. I chose every cloth that would soften with winters. The cutter marked shoulders in quiet concentration. Every line balanced, no trend imitation. A loud outfit begs for the room to remember it. A perfect one disappears into the person. Down by the river, no paper mill waited. Water wheels still wide, windows half painted. Inside were molds with thick handmade sheets. Deco white edges, thin cut on beneath. Publishers one in a run for a luxury volume. I reopened the floor and restored the old pulp pen. She wrote 2 words with a dark fountain pen. The ink dried slowly, the mill breathed again. The finest possession becomes part of a wardrobe. My smallest revival creates steady work. They chase what is scarce off the scarcity trends. I know it's what is dying to make it return. They pay for the symbol, the story, the surface. I strengthen the hands, giving all of it purpose. The version of class needs constant announcement. Mine sits in the stitching and never feels crowded. Punchline cold, the kingdom of scenery. My calm little move keeps the whole place breathing. They sleep in the suite and cool that possession. I wake before staff and improve the operation. They flex all silver, carved doors and portraits. I fund every expert, preventing their loss. They purchase one night in a world they admire. I keep that world alive, then collect from desire. Clock face glowing, midnight bells cut clean. Snow on the courtyard, black coat, sharp crease. They came for the banquet, I came for the keys. Old stone walls, new heat underneath. Clock face glowing, midnight bells cut clean. Silver trays moving, dark wood, pale steam. Their night ends early when the candles burn thin. Mine starts at dawn when the workshops begin. Silk rope drops whole silk rope drops, whole auction room freezes. Black case opens, carved jade in the center. They came for the lot, I came with the leverage. Hammer falls once, then the whole floor remembers. Silk rope drops, whole auction room freezes. Soft grey tailoring, dark glass by the entrance. The thrill lasts seconds when the bidding gets reckless. Mine grows in silence when restraint beats pressure. Catalog closed, I already knew the sequence. She wore deep navy, clean shoulders, no diamonds. Curator turned pages with cotton glove fingers, bronze masks, old maps, hand-woven textiles. A collector raised twice just to signal importance. I stayed still long enough to change his decisions. He chased the room, let the room set his limit. I left with 3 pieces below his first figure. Upstairs, long windows looked over the river. Tea came in stoneware. Pale smoke from the kettle, she studied one carving and turned into shadow. Good eyes checked the back before praising the surface. My circle spoke softly, each sentence had purpose. No strangers attached for the look of an entourage. Before the next showing, the archive was moving. Fresh climate rooms ready, new shelving installed. Silk road drops, whole ocean room freezes. Black case opens, carved jade in the center. They came for the lot, I came with the leverage. Hammer falls once and the whole floor remembers. Silk road drops, whole ocean room freezes. Soft grey tailoring, dark glass by the entrance. They flow last seconds when the bidding gets reckless. Mind grows in silence when restraint beats pressure. Their taste starts working when experts approve it. Mind spots the value, while doubt still surrounds it. They raise every paddle to prove they can afford it. I lower my gaze and let vanity exhaust them. Their table gets crowded when victory looks public. Mine stays lean because every seat carries weight. They purchase the story once prestige is attached. I noticed the detail that made it survive. A bright suited bidder kept turning for cameras. Smiled after each offer like applause was included. He pushed past reason when another man challenged. Confused competition with actual judgment. The hammer came down and his friends looked impressed. And storage and insurance erased the excitement. He won the object but lost all position. I bought from the seller who watched his behavior. Silk road drops, whole ocean room freezes. Black case opens, carved jade in the center. They came for the lot, I came with a leverage. Hammer falls once, then the whole floor remembers. Silk road drops, whole ocean room freezes. Soft grey tailoring, dark glass by the entrance. They're through last seconds when the bidding gets reckless. Mind grows in silence when restraint beats pressure. Later, a map maker worked in a narrow room. Brass tools aligned by a green shaded lamp. She drew coastline slowly on thick cream paper. Tiny black lettering, red marks through the mountains. No digital shortcut could copy the pressure. Each line held the patience of decades of practice. I ordered a series for rooms still unfinished. Then covered new training for hands after his. Across the courtyard, a book binder weighted, deep blue leather bone folders, linen thread. She chose marbled end sheets and charcoal and rust. I chose stronger tables and brighter work lamps. The binder said craft disappears when rushed. I understood quickly, the best things take rhythm. But even in the workshop at younger assistants, old knowledge moved forward instead of becoming display. The rarest possession stays locked behind glass. My simplest decision keeps rare skills alive. They brag about price when they lack conversation. Ask one good question and learn the foundation. They treat every object like borrowed authority. I carry plain nothing and still shift the atmosphere. The biggest victor requires an audience. My best result looks like nothing occurred. Their trophy needs guarding, my judgment needs nothing. Their loudest bid proves they were easy to study. A room full of wealth can still bargain from weakness. One calm refusal can change every figure. They own what was praised after everyone saw it. I find what was missed and let time do the talking. They celebrate winning the war they invented. I walked from the contest and purchased the battlefield. Silk road drops, whole ocean room freezes. Black case opens, carved jade in the center. They came for the love, I came with the leverage. Hammer falls once, then the whole floor remembers. Silk road drops, whole ocean room freezes. Soft grey tailoring, dark glass by the entrance. They're through last seconds when the bidding gets reckless. Mind grows in silence when restraint meets pressure. Glass vials glow, midnight scent in the air. Black iris, smoke cedar, cold amber there. They came for the bottle, I came for the formula. Doors close once, but the fragrance goes everywhere. Glass vials glow, midnight scent in the air. Cream suit fitted with a cut, razor clear. Their shine needs a crowd to confirm that it matters. Mine enters the room before anyone appears. Look, lab coats moving past shelves of extract. She wore dark bronze with her hair pulled back. The perfumer placed tiny drops on white paper. Leather rain, fig leaf, burnt sugar, black pepper. She chose the blend that stayed close to the skin. I chose the young nose who had made it begin. Before coffee cooled, new benches were ordered. More stills, more glass, more space for the workers. Courtyard outside, I don't know, in the garden. Iron ribs curved over palms on white marble. A faded hotel still behind the green arches. Empty for years, but the bones stayed flawless. She marked where soft lamps should fall near the plants. I kept every window and wide in the spa. By supper, the builders were reading the plans. Glass vials glow, midnight scent in the air. Black iris, smoked cedar, cold amber there. They came for the bottle, I came for the formula. Doors closed once, but the fragrance goes everywhere. Glass vials glow, midnight scent in the air. Cream suit fitted with a cut razor clear. Their shine needs a crowd to confirm that it matters. Mine enters the room before anyone appears. Yeah. The taste comes printed in glossy suggestions. Mine finds a note before fashion can name it. They purchase the launch once the campaign looks costly. I strengthen the lab where the first trial happened. The people arrive when the samples look finished. Must stay for the failures, revisions and waiting. They chase every room where attention feels heavy. I build quiet rooms that attract it naturally. A borrowed suit, print sprayed half of the tester. Spoke about rarity, drowned every layer. He praised the loud opening, missed the dry finish. Then asked which bottle would look most expensive. The perfumer smiled but returned to the blot as his taste disappeared when the logo was covered. He left with a package and pictures for strangers. I left with the next and still resting in amber. Their confidence blooms when the lighting is flattering. Mine hold his posture beneath laboratory lamps. They borrow refinement and wet for evenings. I give patient talent the means to keep creating. Mine stays exact because each mind is a function. They talk about legacy. After one celebration, I work on what lingers when names are forgotten. Glass vials glow, midnight scent in the air. Black iris, smoked cedar, cold amber there. They came for the bottle, I came for the formula. Doors closed once, but the fragrance goes everywhere. Glass vials glow, midnight scent in the air. Cream suit fitted with a cut razor clear. The shine needs a crowd to confirm that it matters. Mine enters the room before anyone appears. Yeah. Dark color open, low voice in the greenhouse. Warmest settled on glass near the ceiling. A weak design adds until often feel special. A sharp I removes till the paps gets clearer. Luxury is memory shaped through the senses, not screaming the price of whatever you enter with. A guest smells the fragrance and asks for the bottle. A builder asks why it remains after hours. The finest purchase gets sold in the cabinet. My smallest idea becomes part of a habit. They pay for an evening surrounded by beauty. I restore the place and keep mornings returning. They carry the pen but have nothing worth writing. I fill empty pages with muse made in silence. The fragrance announces them seconds before them. I stays in the hallway long after departure. She asked by the hotel will carry no brights. On a right kind of place should be found by intention. No speech about fate, no rehearsed little promise. Just warm glass, low rain and effortless tension. She left with a pen and a vowel by name. And I stay while the perfume I order one measure. Adorn that you blend lost sweetness, gain leather. One subtle correction made everything colder. Punchline clean, their aura came boxed. Mine came from knowing what detail to drop. They spray on importance then wait for reaction. I found the precision that creates the attraction. They write with a red pen and still saying nothing. I use plain black ink and make room start shifting. Their presence depends on the scent they purchased. I walk out on scent, they still nobody forgets it. Glass vials glow, midnight scent in the air. Black iris, smoked cedar, cold amber there. They came for the bottle, I came for the formula. Doors closed once, but the fragrance goes everywhere. Glass vials glow, midnight scent in the air. Cream suit fitted with a cut razor clear. The shine needs a crowd to confirm that it matters. Mine enters the room before anyone appears. Like a glimpse, I would keep straight first. Black like a gleams, I would keep straight first. Low lamps burning while the whole room turns. It came for the recital. I came with a craftsman. Final chord phase, but the workshop still works. Black like a gleams, I would keep straight first. Red timber resting with a cool air circulates. Then I need applause to prove it was worth it. Mine lives in the frame long after they leave. Side door open to a hall without banners. She wore soft graphite hairpin with silver. A tuner bent close with his ear near the strings. Canny turns changed how the high notes were shimmered. The builder showed cedar age near a mountain. Spruce cut thin then curved under pressure. Guest talked about names stamped above the keyboard. I watched how the hands made the sound feel expensive. Downstairs felt hammer sat lining long drawers. Copper wire coil near the covering room floor. She tested one note, let the silence complete. And no need for a speech when the tone carried weight. I ordered fresh benches, new tools and clean lighting. Young makers arrived before sunrise was breaking. By breakfast the old room had space for more training. The craft moved move forward without being displayed. Black lacquer gleams, ivory keys strike first. Low lamps burning while the whole room turns. It came for the recital. I came with a craftsman. Final chord fades, but the workshop still works. Black lacquer gleams, ivory keys strike first. Red timber resting with a cool air circulates. The 90s applause to prove it was worth it. Mine lives in the frame long after they leave. The elegance fades when the audience vanishes. Mine knows the room with the curtains still fastened. They learn to compose once fashion revives them. I notice the player before reviews describe him. The circle grows wide, never celebrate his surname. Mine stays exact, every person brings substance. They pay for the seat with the clearest perspective. I shape the conditions that make it impressive. A loud guest arrived in a jacket too glossy. Named every pianist and talk for the soft parts. He clapped before endings to show recognition. Mistook being noticed for musical instinct. The tuner kept working and never looked up. But the woman beside me concealed her amusement. He left with a photo and somebody famous. I stayed for the balance between bass and treble. The confidence rises through borrow refinement. Mine needs no setting to stay well defined. They rent old culture and wear it for dinner. I keep skill fingers from leaving the business. They purchase the finish, the shine and the romance. I strengthen the patience beneath every surface. They call one rare evening a permanent lifestyle. I'll wait where the sawdust is swept before day. Black lacquer gleams, ivory keys strike first. Low lamps burning while the whole room turns. They came for the recital. I came with a craftsman. Final chord fades, but the workshop still works. Black lacquer gleams, ivory keys strike first. Red timber resting with a cool air circulates. The 90s applause to prove it was worth it. Mine lives in the frame long after they leave. Next room held rugs stretched tight on wide frames. Wool dabble walnut, madder in indigo. An older hand guided the younger one slowly. Each knot sat firm with a pattern turned narrow. They wanted one carpet to soften the penthouse. I funded more looms and improved every skylight. She traced one red border then stepped from the picture. Good taste knows distance can sharpen a detail. Their finest possession depends on maintenance. My simplest choice keeps a whole craft relevant. They brag about objects and skip their construction. I know every stage where the quality strengthens. The luxury arrives inside padded protection. Mine starts with raw fiber, heat and correction. They stand by the piano and borrow a statue. I leave it unplayed and still order the chapter. A crown made a noise with a shape in a quiet room. A calm little sentence can lower the temperature. They chase admiration and call it command. I make no announcement, still people adjust. The wealth is a costume selected for witnesses. Mine's the freedom to reject what looks obvious. We fight for the spotlight above the performance. Keep the whole stage when the spotlight is broken. Black lacquer gleams, ivory keys strike first. Low lamps burning while the whole room turns. They came for the recital. I came with the craftsman. Final chord fades, but the workshop still works. Black lacquer gleams, ivory keys strike first. Red timber resting where the cool air circulates. The 90s applause to prove it was worth it. Mine lives in the frame long after they leave. Silk road drops. Silk road drops. Silk road drops. Silk road drops. Whole auction room freezes. Black case opens, carved jade in the center. They came for the luck, I came with the leverage. I'm a fool's once, then the whole floor remembers. Silk rope drops, whole auction room freezes. Soft grey tailoring, dark glass by the entrance. The thrill lasts seconds when the bidding gets reckless. Mine grows in silence when restraint beats pressure. Catalog closed, I already knew the sequence. She wore deep navy, clean shoulders, no diamonds. Curator turned pages with cotton glove fingers, bronze masks, old maps, hand woven textiles. A collector raised twice just to signal importance. I stayed still long enough to change his decisions. He chased the room, let the room set his limit. I left with 3 pieces below his first figure. Upstairs, long windows looked over the river. Tea came in stoneware, pill smoke from the kettle. She studied one carving and turned it to shadow. Good eyes checked the back before praising the surface. My circle spoke softly, each sentence had purpose. No strangers attached for the look of an entourage. Before the next show in the archive was moving. Fresh climate rooms, ready new shelving in store. Silk rope drops, whole auction room freezes. Black case opens, carved jade in the center. They They came for the luck, I came with the leverage. Hammer falls once, then the whole floor remembers. Silk rope drops, whole auction room freezes. Soft grey tailoring, dark glass by the entrance. The thrill lasts seconds when the bidding gets reckless. Mind grows in silence when restraint beats pressure. The taste starts working when experts approve it. Mind's supposed to value our doubts, what surrounds it. They raise every paddle to prove they can afford it. I lower my gaze and let vanity exhaust them. Their table gets crowded when victory looks public. Mine stays lean because every seat carries weight. They purchased the story once, prestige is attached. I noticed the detail that made it survive. A bright sweet bidder kept turning for camera, smiled after each offer like applause was included. He pushed past reason when another man challenged, confused competition with actual judgment. The hammer came down and his friends looked impressed, and storage and insurance erased excitement. He won the object but lost all position. I bought from the seller who watched his behavior. Silk rope drops, whole auction room freezes. Black case opens, carved jade in the center. They came for the luck, I came with the leverage. Hammer falls once, then the whole floor remembers. Silk rope drops, whole auction room freezes. Soft grey tailoring, dark glass by the entrance. The thrill lasts seconds when the bidding gets reckless. Mind grows in silence when restraint beats pressure. Layer, a map maker worked in a narrow room, brass tools aligned by a green shaded lamp. She drew coastline slowly on thick cream paper, tiny black lettering, red marks through the mountains. No digital shortcut could copy the pressure. Each line held the patience of decades of practice. I ordered a series for rooms still unfinished, uncovering new training for hands after his. Across the courtyard, a bookbinder waited, deep blue leather, bone folders, linen thread. She chose marbled end sheets in charcoal and rust. I chose stronger tables and brighter work lamps. The binder said craft disappears when rushed. I understood quickly the best things take rhythm, but even in the workshop had younger assistants. Old knowledge moved forward instead of becoming display. The rarest possession stays locked behind glass. My simplest decision keeps rare skills alive. They brag about price when they lack conversation. I ask one good question and learn the foundation. They treat every object like borrowed authority, carry plain nothing and still shift the atmosphere. Your biggest victory requires an audience. My best result looks like nothing occurred. The trophy needs guarding, my judgment needs nothing. The loudest bit proves they were easy to study. A room full of wealth can still bargain from weakness. When calm refusal can change every figure. They own what was praised after everyone saw it. I find what was missed and let time do the talking. They celebrate winning the war they invented. I walked from the contest and purchased the battle. Silk rope drops, whole auction room freezes. Black case opens, carved jade in the center. They came for the luck, I came with the leverage. Hammer falls once, then the whole floor remembers. Silk rope drops, whole auction room freezes. Soft grey tailoring, dark glass by the entrance. The thrill lasts seconds when the bidding gets reckless. Mind grows in silence when restraint beats pressure. Still shutters rise, still shutters rise, oh, still shutters rise, oh. Still shutters rise. Cold sparks on the bench. Midnight workshop, every surface looks tense. They came for the watch up, came for the movement. Second-hand jumps, then the whole room adjusts. Still shutters rise, cold sparks on the bench. Dark wool fitted, clean edge at the neck. Their shinies flash just to look convincing. Mine keeps perfect time when the room stops listening. Magnifier down, tiny gears in the tray. She wore deep burgundy, nothing loud on display. The maker set rubies inside a new caliber. Each wheel turned smooth on the patient fingers. A collector kept asking which case looked richest. I studied the balance, the spring and the finish. Before the first coffee I pulled near the window. I ordered more tools and expanded the floor. Back room quiet with old clocks on shelves. Moon dials, brass hands, carved wood from the hills. She tested one crown with a slow, careful twist. No wasted remark, just a glance when it clicked. My crew stood apart, every person had purpose. No borrowed faces to widen the picture. By sunrise the workshop had 6 fresh stations. Young hands learning from years of precision. Still shutters rise, cold sparks on the bench. Midnight workshop, every surface looks tense. They came for the watch up, came for the movement. Second-hand jumps, then the whole room adjusts. Still shutters rise, cold sparks on the bench. Dark wool fitted, clean edge of the neck. Their shinies flash just to look convincing. Mine keeps perfect time when the room stops listening. They stay The status gets louder when gemstones get larger. Mine stays composed on the plain white light. They memorize models off the market decide them. I notice the maker before they start forming. The circle appears when the table feels costly. Mine stays compact because skill is the entry. They buy finished proof and repeat its description. I strengthen the place where the proof gets invented. The bright coat it gets raised his wrist every minute. Turned every handshake so the dial faced out. What he named rare editions confused them completely. Then blamed the low light when nobody noticed. The master kept working and never corrected. And one silent smile made the whole act look thinner. He left with attention, I died by the doorway. I stayed with the craft that would outlive the evening. Across town, a leather outlet stayed open. Soft high stacked high near a long marble counter. The cutter drew curves for a slim travel case. She chose dark chestnut with a line and a sage. I rejected brass that looked heavy and obvious. Picked a small glass that disappeared when fastened. Taste does not beg every eye for approval. It lets every detail support the whole object. Steel shutters rise, cold sparks on the bench. Midnight workshop, every surface looks tense. They came for the watcher, came for the movement. Second hand jumps, then the whole room adjusts. Steel shutters rise, cold sparks on the bench. Dark wool fitted clean edge of the neck. Their shine needs flash just to look convincing. Mine keeps perfect time. When the room stops listening, yeah. Their biggest purchase still depends on the craftsman. My smallest decision keeps craftsmen advancing. They flex the result while ignoring the process. I fund better rooms where the process get sharper. Their confidence cracks when the logo is hidden. I never relied on a mark for permission. They need other people to recognize value. I recognize value before people agree. She asked why my sleeve cover most of the dial, because real control never begs to be witnessed. No speech about destiny, no stage, little tension. Just measured attention and natural distance. She left with the case and one prototype wrapped. I stayed by the maker, revised the escapement. 3 in the morning, the timing ran cleaner. One microscopic change made the whole piece stronger. Their crown is a purchase, my crown is discernment. Their loudest display is my quietest experiment. They chase what is scarce, what the crowd starts desiring. I stand near the source while the first gear is turning. They show off the face, never question the heartbeat. I know every pressure that keeps the hands sweeping. Their flex lasts a season, then fades with the next one. Mine sits inside time and keeps taking collection. Still shutters rise, cold sparks on the bench. Midnight workshop, every surface looks tense. They came for the watcher, came for the movement. Second hand jumps, then the whole room adjusts. Still shutters rise, cold sparks on the bench. Dark wool fitted clean edge of the neck. Their shine needs flesh just to look convincing. Mine keeps perfect time. When the room stops listening.
Still shutters rise. Still shutters rise. Yeah, still shutters rise. Cold sparks on the bench. Midnight workshop, every surface looks tense. They came for the watch, I came for the movement. Second hand jumps, then the whole room adjusts. Steel shutters rise, cold sparks on the bench. Dark wool fitted clean edge at the neck. Their shine needs flash just to look convincing. Mine keeps perfect time when the room stops listening.
Back, magnified down, tiny gears in a tray. She wore deep burgundy, nothing loud on display. The maker set rubies inside the new caliber. Each wheel turned smooth under patient fingers. A collector kept asking which case looked richest. I studied the balance, the spring and the finish. Before the first coffee I cooled near the window. I ordered more tools and expanded the floor. Back room quiet with old clocks on shelves. Moon dials, brow sounds, cardboard from the hill. She tested one crown with a slow, careful twist. No waste to remark, just a glance when it clicked. My crew stood apart, every person had purpose. No borrowed faces to widen the picture. By sunrise, the workshop had 6 fresh stations. Young hands learning from years of precision. Steel shutters rise, cold sparks on a bench. Midnight workshop, every surface looks tense. They came for the watch, I came for the movement. Second hand jumps, then the whole room adjusts. Steel shutters rise, cold sparks on a bench. Dark wool fitted clean edge at the neck. Their shine needs flash just to look convincing. Mine keeps perfect time when the room stops listening. Their status gets louder when gemstones get larger. Mine stays composed under plain white light. And they memorize models after markets decide them. I notice the maker before lists start forming. That circle appears when the table feels costly. Mine stays compact because skill is the entry. They buy finished proof and repeat its description. I strengthen the place where the proof gets invented. A bright coat the desk raised his wrist every minute, turned every handshake so the dial faced out. What he named rare editions confused them completely. Then Blame the low light when nobody noticed. The master kept working and never corrected. And one silent smile made the whole act look thinner. He left with the tension that died by the doorway. I stayed with the craft, I would outlive the evening. The cut cross town, a leather alley, it stayed open. Soft hide, stack high, near a long marble counter. The cutter drew curves for a slim travel case. Chose dark chestnut with a line and a sage. I rejected brass that looked heavy and obvious. Picked up small clocks that disappeared when fastened. Taste does not beg every eye for approval. It lets every detail support the whole art. Still shatters rise, cold sparks on a bench. In that workshop, every surface looks tense. They came for the watch, I came for the movement. Second-hand jumps, then the whole room adjusts. Steel shutters rise, cold sparks on a bench. Dark wool fitted, clean edge at the neck. Their shine needs flash just to look convincing. Mine keeps perfect time when the room stops listening. Their biggest purchase still depends on the craftsman. My smallest decision keeps craftsmen advancing. They flex the result while ignoring the process. I found better rooms where the process gets sharper. Their confidence cracks when the logo is hidden. I never relied on a mark for permission. They need other people to recognize value, but recognize value before people agree. She asked why my sleeve cover most of the dial, because real control never begs to be witnessed. No speech about destiny, no stage, little tensions. Measured the tension and natural distance. She left with the case and one prototype wrapped. I stayed by the maker, revised the escapement. At 3 in the morning, the timer ran cleaner. With microscopic change made the whole piece stronger. The crown is a purchase, my crown is discernment. The loudest display is my quietest experiment. They chase what is scarce once the crowd starts desiring. I stand near the source while the first gear is turning. They show off the face, never question the heartbeat. I know every pressure that keeps the hand sweeping. The flex lasts a season and fades with the next one. Mine sits inside time and keeps taking collection. Shutters rise, cold sparks on a bench. Midnight workshop, every surface looks tense. They came for the watch, I came for the movement. Second-hand jumps, then the whole room adjusts. Steel shutters rise, cold sparks on a bench. Dark wool fitted, clean edge, head and neck. The shine needs flash just to look convincing. Mine keeps perfect time when the room stops listening. Black like a gleams, yeah. Black like a gleams, ivory keys strike first. Low lamps burning while the whole room turns. They came for the recital, I came with the craftsman. Final chord fades, but the workshop still works. Black like a gleams, ivory keys strike first. Rare timber resting where the cool air circulates. The night needs applause to prove it was worth it. Mine lives in the frame long after they leave. Side door open to a hall without banner. She wore soft graphite hairpin with silver. Tuna bent close with his ear near the strings. Tiny turns changed like the high notes with shimmer. The builder showed cedar age near a mountain. Spruce cut thin and curved under pressure. Guest talked about name stamped above the keyboard. That watched how the hands made the sound feel expensive. Downstairs felt hammer sat lying in long drawers. Copper wire coil near the carving room floor. She tested one note, let the silence complete. And no need for a speech when the tone carry weight out. All the fresh benches, new tools and clean lighting. Young makers arrived before sunrise was breaking. By breakfast the old room had space for more training. The craft moved forward without being displayed. Black, 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 black like a gleams. Ivory keys strike first. Low lamps burning while the whole room turns. They came for the recital, I came with a craftsman. Final chord fades, but the workshop still works. Black, black, black like a gleams. Ivory keys strike first. Red timber resting where the cool air circulates. The night needs applause to prove it was worth it. Mine lives in the frame long after. The elegance fades when the audience vanishes. Mine holds the room with the curtains still fastened. They learn the composer once fashion revives. And I notice the player before reviews describing. The circle grows wide near a celebrated surname. Mine stays exact, every person brings substance. They pay for the seat with the clearest perspective. I shape the conditions that make it impressive. A loud gets to ride in a jacket too glossy. Named every piano stand taught for the soft party clap. Before enders the show recognition must stop being noticed. For musical instinct the tuna kept working and never looked up. With the woman beside me concealed or amused me. He left with a full list, somebody famous. I stayed for the balance between bass and treble. Their confidence rises for borrow refinement. Mine is no setting to stay well defined. They rent old culture and wear it for dinner. I keep school fingers from leaving the business. They purchase the finish, the shine and aroma to strengthen the patience. Beneath every surface they cool one rare evening, a permanent lifestyle. I wait with the sawdust is swept before daylight. Black, 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 black like it gleams.
Ivory keys, drive first. Low lamps burning while the whole room turns. They came for the recital. I came with a craftsman. Final chord phase, but the workshop still works. Black gleams, ivory keys, strike first. Red timber resting where the cool air circulates. That night needs applause to prove it was worth it. Mine lives in the frame, long after they leave. Next room, help rocks dressed tight on wide frames. Will die with walnut, madder in indigo. I know the hand guided the younger one slowly. Each knot sat firm with a pattern turned narrow. They wanted one carpet to soften the penthouse. I funded more looms and improved every skylight. She traced one red border, then stepped from the picture. Good taste, knows distance, can sharpen the detail. The finest possession depends on maintenance. My simplest choice keeps a whole craft relevant. They brag about objects and skip their construction. I know every stage where the quality strengthens the luxury arrives inside. Hide the protection, mine starts with raw fiber, heat and correction. They stand by the piano and borrow with stature. I leave it unplayed and still bore at the chapter. But crown with the noise, lose the shape and acquire. A calm little sentence can lower the temperature. They chase admiration and go their command. I make no announcement. Still people adjust. That wolf is a costume selected for witnesses. Mine is the freedom to reject what looks obvious. They fight for the spotlight above the performance. I keep the whole stage when the spotlight is broken. Black gleams, ivory keys, drive first. Low lamps burning while the whole room turns. They came for the recital. I came with a craftsman. Final chord fades, but the workshop still works. Black gleams, ivory keys, strike first. Red timber resting where the cool air circulates. The night needs applause to prove it was worth it. Mine lives in the frame, long after they leave.